Now that State Superintendent Ryan Walters has released his proposed education budget for the next fiscal school year, the question is, what's in it? Education reporter Taylor Jackson has been looking it over and joins us now with some details. Taylor.
Rich Superintendent Ryan Walters, who sits on the OETA board by virtue of his elected position, is requesting $3.92 billion from the legislature for the upcoming year. The budget would allow for teacher pay bonuses and tutoring programs.
So we believe our schools are set up to be successful with this budget.
In a unanimous vote, the state board agreed on a proposed budget for the fiscal year 2025 that is $47 million less than what the department received from the legislature this year.
What we're going to continue to do is we are continuing to keep flat the investment in the classroom, but what we're not going to do is continue just to ask for more money every single year. Money doesn't equal results. It matters how you spend the money. It matters that the reforms are in place. So my agency wants to continue to keep investment in the classroom flat, and we want to continue to see the reforms in place.
The fiscal year 2024 appropriation for education was $3.9 billion. $160 million of that appropriation was a one-time payment for a 3-year pilot program.
I don't believe it would be responsible for us to come in after a record investment from the legislature last year and ask for additional money on what they've already sent to us.
Walters' team says $106.7 million of that appropriation will be spent in the fiscal years 2025 and 2026. 75% of the budget would go towards the Formula Fund and $3.19 towards the Redbud Fund, which helps rural schools and charter schools with building and facility needs. The proposed budget includes Walters' Back to Basic initiative.
So our proposal here is to focus on free market principles that we know lead to success in education to ensure that our kids have the skills needed to be successful. I believe we have to get back to focusing on the core areas.
Walters says those core areas include reading, math, science, and civics. The initiative includes $10 million to be used for $25,000 signing bonuses to math and science teachers who make a 5-year commitment to their respective districts.
I think that we should empower our districts. We should empower our schools to go and recruit not only the best teachers in the state of Oklahoma, but around the country. I believe Oklahoma is positioned to recruit the best and brightest teachers across the entire country.
Walters' budget also includes $6 million in bonuses for math teachers who improve math proficiency and $16 million for reading teachers who improve student literacy.
What is attractive to me in looking at this is that you're setting out an objective that is kind of simple, really. Let's help these kids progress.
Before voting in favor of the fiscal year 2025 budget request, board member Donald Burdick praised efforts to increase tutoring programs.
And my read is if this is successful with your proposal here, hopefully we would expand this to have more funding to get these kind of things accomplished, and teachers get direct reward for really working well in partnership with parents. And
Walters says the main focus of his proposed budget is improving the academic performance of Oklahoma students.
These statistics are just jarring. These are the proficiency rates on our standardized assessments. The status quo in Oklahoma education has failed. We have not done service by our students by preparing them for life, for preparing them for the workforce, by preparing them to be successful.
The proposed budget includes $5 million for civic training aimed at social studies teachers to better explain how the government works. The program includes $3 million in stipends for educators who complete the advanced civic education training.
We should pay teachers for these trainings when they show excellence in achieving high marks in history training and civics training. We should pay them for it. I believe that these type of partnerships with groups like PragerU and others that we're starting to have conversations with will position Oklahoma that our students will know more about American history and understand this country better than any other students in the country.
After the meeting Thursday, Walters noted that he wants more competition among suppliers and vendors that serve the education department. And that means that this budget is not a carbon copy of the last budget. For example, funding for Teach for America, a program that places educators in under-resourced public schools, was not included in this year's request. Walters says he's being a good steward of taxpayer money.
What we want to see is we want to see the plans we laid out and really allow vendors to come compete for the projects that we want. The other thing is, again, we saw pilot programs from last year that extend for multiple years. So there's no need to come back in and pretend that's a new baseline. Again, we appreciate the direction of funds in education, but we're not just going to come back in and try to beat that number every year to come up with programs that we don't feel like there's ROI on.
The budget will be given to the legislature during the next regular session. Each year, the state agencies create budget requests to send to the state legislatures, but lawmakers are not required to comply. Rich.